For the third time, Florence Darlington Tech is going, and the Stingers, we talked about Clemson going for their 40th win tomorrow. The Stingers zoomed past that a while ago. They've actually eclipsed 50 wins, and they will take a school record, 51-10 overall record, to the Grand Junction Junior College World Series, and kind enough to join us back here on Sports Talk, the head baseball coach at Florence Darlington Tech, who's done just a phenomenal job with the program. Preston McDonald dials us up here this evening as they get set to travel out to Colorado next week. Coach McDonald, it's great to have you back here on Sports Talk. Congratulations on another Junior College World Series appearance. How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm great, man. I appreciate you having me. We're excited to get this thing rolling.
51-10. I can't imagine you're too upset about anything the way the season has played out, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a special group. You know, it's tough. It's tough to win a Region 10 regular season championship, and these guys did it. And then, you know, we go and we win the Region 10 tournament, which is, you know, even tougher to do. And then you go up to New York and you win the East District and make it out to Grand Junction. You win 26 games in a row at one point. You set a school record for wins with 51. I mean, it's been a magical ride, and I'm just happy these guys are letting me join them on it. Hopefully we can keep it rolling.
For those of us in our listening audience who maybe don't follow your program all that closely, and it's a shame because you have one of the best baseball programs regardless of level in our state, and you've built it basically from scratch. As a matter of fact, at one point in time, you guys didn't even have your own place to play on campus. You had to travel over and play at nearby Francis Marion University. So how have you developed not just a winning program, but the consistency to always be a threat? This will be your third trip as head coach out to Grand Junction. How have you built that consistency at the junior college level?
And there's a lot that goes into it. You know, you got to have good people around you. First off, you know, our administration has really made an effort to make athletics an important part of our, family at Florence Darlington Tech. And you got to have good assistant coaches. I mean, Coach Gamel's been with me all 15 years. I've been the head coach here. Coach Tavi, he's in his fourth year. Coach Jeremy, this is his third year. So we've got some consistency with our coaching staff. I think plays a big factor. Obviously, recruiting is the lifeblood of your program. It makes it a lot easier now that you have your own field on campus to recruit and not have to take a recruit to somebody else's campus. But, you know, when you're able to get some really good players from South Carolina, and then you're able to sprinkle in some guys from out of state that may get overlooked. And, we've really built a reputation of developing players and getting them to the next level. And when you do that, you have a network of people you trust that can call you about players, and you can trust their evaluation of them. We're not able to get out on the road all the time and watch guys, but I think, being able to trust some people and have some Division I coaches or pro scouts call you about some players that they've seen, I think is important as well. But, you know, once you get them on campus, you know, you really have to develop them into, you know, what type of player you want them to be. Obviously, you know, you want to have different types of players. You don't want to have the cookie cutter approach where every pitcher's the same, every hitter's the same. And we take a lot of pride in being multidimensional on the mound, and being able to do a lot of things well offensively so we can score in some different ways. And I think our culture here has been more of a blue collar approach than a white collar, and we got guys that are going to lift on their own even when they're not required to lift. They're going to hit extra even when they're not required to hit, and that spreads. Just like some negative stuff will spread, the positive work spreads as well. And it's just kind of a combination of some things that's really gotten us to where we are right now. But this group's a little bit different. We've got guys that don't really care who the hero is. They don't care who plays. They just want to find a way to win. And I don't think they're going to be real satisfied just going out there just to win our first game ever at the World Series. I think they're going out there to try to win a national championship. That's the mentality they have right now. And, I can see that type of focus. I can see it in their eyes of practice. So we're excited for the opportunity and looking forward to getting out there.
Preston McDonald, head baseball coach at Florence Darlington Tech, one of the top junior college programs here in South Carolina, understandably so. 51-10. They played 61 games. Folks, they hit a home run per game. They've hit 61 homers this season. So, Coach, for us that don't get a chance to really peel back the onion and look at your team, who are some of the key weapons that have allowed you to get to a school record 51 wins this season, both in your pitching staff and also in your field players?
Yeah, I think it all starts with your starting pitching. Your pitching staff has to be able to keep you in games. And I think one of the best things that happened to us was two of our top pitchers were out for several weeks, and we really had to rely on some guys to step up that we weren't really planning on throwing as many innings as they had to throw early in the year, and we were still able to find ways to win. And I think that was a big factor in the development of our pitching staff. But Trenton Burnett, he's been starting game one for us, and it just got a 3-pitch mix. He throws a lot of strikes and, really kind of sets the tone for us. Obviously, Florence native Aiden Palmer has really developed into a standout college pitcher. His first couple outings, he really struggled to get anybody out, and it didn't even look like the same guy from high school. But ever since then, man, he has just been tremendous. We put the ball in his hands in the biggest game of the year, Game 3 in the district against Monroe up in New York, and he goes out and throws 6 innings, no earned runs with 9 strikeouts. So just really proud of him, of how he's developed his freshman year. But, Michael Gibson has really been a solid two-way player for us, has really been good on the mound. He's another one that came back from injury along with Trent. And then, Derek Duvall, we've really handed the ball to him at the end of games, and, nothing seems to faze him. He does a tremendous job for us with the game on the line, and has gotten us out of some jams, and has finished a lot of our games for us. So I think it starts with your pitching staff, and then offensively, we've had some different guys step up. I know a lot of people talk about Rom Kellis, and rightfully so. He's North Carolina commit. He was the Region 10 Player of the Year. He just had a tremendous season for us. Very, very talented, but extremely hard worker as well. And there's parts of the year where he really carried us. But we went up to New York, and he only had one single the entire weekend. So we really had to have some guys step up around him. And you kind of look at the rest of our lineup. Josh Campos hits the lead off, and he's really kind of the table setter for us. But he's also got some power. He's been great. Ethan Plyler, I think if you're looking for somebody that's just been steady the entire year, he's just sprays line drives all over the field and does a great job. Devin Mitchell really stepped up in Game 3 against Monroe and had 5 RBIs in that game. Kind of picked Rom up. He hits right behind Rom in the order. So it's been different guys throughout the year. I mean, we've got 17 hitters, and they all have at least 60 plate appearances. That's something we decided early on in the year that, hey, man, we're going to spread out these at bats and make sure that we develop players and they're all ready if their name gets called late in the season, or if somebody gets hurt, we got somebody ready to step in and take their spot. So that's something that like I said, we took a lot of pride in, and the fact that we were still able to win 51 games while spreading out playing time, I think that just says a lot about our depth.
It's impressive, to say the least. We'll let you get out of here on this. Give us the schedule. The College World Series for the junior college round does not actually start until next Saturday. So what's the game plan for you guys here the next 8 days or so before you get feet on the ground, if you will, out in Grand Junction to play your first game next Saturday?
Yes, sir. So we're going to leave on Tuesday. Every coach I've talked to over the years, especially this year, trying to get some tips about, what you want to do to prepare your team is get out there as early as possible. You got to get acclimated to the climate, the altitude, and you want to make sure your guys don't get altitude sickness. And so we're going to get out there on Tuesday, and they've got some stuff planned for us. Team pictures and banquets and cookouts and sightseeing. So there's a lot that goes on before you even play your first game. But the bracket reveal is actually on Tuesday at 12 o'clock. So we'll have an idea of what seed we are and who will play first. But we'll fly from Charlotte to Denver, and get a bus to take us over to Grand Junction and see if we can play some good baseball at the right time.
They have been playing good baseball all season long, 51-10. They'll be one of 10 teams from around the country playing in the Junior College World Series. The head coach of the Florence Darlington Tech Stingers, Preston McDonald, here with us tonight on Sports Talk. PMAC, always good to catch up with you. We wish you guys all the best. Go out there and bring back a World Series here to South Carolina. World Series championship would look awfully nice, I'm sure, in that trophy case over at FTTC.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the goal. Hopefully we can go out there and perform well, man. I appreciate you having me.
Thank you, Preston. That is Preston McDonald, head baseball coach at Florence Darlington Tech. They don't get a lot of pub, but when you go 51-10, he knows what he's doing, and they've got a tremendous team. And maybe this is the year. They've been out there twice before and just haven't been able to really break through. Maybe this is the year that will happen.